Hey guys, Megaton Menace here, back with another video. So I'm again joined by my friend Asir,
What's up, guys?
and today we're going to be watching and reacting to RWBY Volume 7, Chapter 13, which is the season finale. It's 24 minutes long in total, and because they usually have lengthy outfo credits, I do think that overall runtime is a little bit disappointing, but it's still going to be interesting to see what they do with it, because that definitely matters. And Asir also wants to talk about last week's a little bit real quick.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that, last week was a tough episode to watch. We definitely had time for it to sit with us, and we also understand that our reaction was not very well received, and ultimately we just want to express that we're going to keep it 100, that our reactions are going to be genuine and sincere regardless, and we're going to stick with Rooster Teeth regardless of whether or not we're happy at the moment. We're going to keep watching, and I hope you guys will show us that same courtesy of sticking with us as well. We're going to keep it 100%. We're going to give you sincere reactions and how we truly feel. We're not going to sugarcoat stuff.
Exactly, because otherwise there's not really much of a point. And also, because this is the finale, we are going to watch the intro one last time, just because with these final episodes, we always want to actually watch the entire episode.
We're also busting out the matching pumpkin Pete's.
Yeah, exactly, because everybody owns it, so it just makes sense to... We thought it would be fun.
Any other thoughts before we dive in, my friend?
Nah, just that I do hope that this is a strong finale, and I hope that the characters make decisions that we are able to get behind when Salem and her forces and Neo and Cinder are being active.
Yeah, and also, we should add that in spite of not necessarily being the biggest fans of last week's episode, we're still excited for this week. We still want to see where the show goes, and we're still going to stick with it. So
exactly. So, let's dive into the episode.
It's going to be really cool to watch the intro, too, because since we have been skipping it, I haven't really seen it since we were putting it in the videos.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
And I don't watch that many other RWBY reactors, but most of them sing along, and that's really cringy, so I always skip the intro when I'm watching their reactions.
Yeah. I don't know the lyrics of this one. Maybe some of, the older volumes, but like I said, I'm not super interested in this. I haven't heard it very many times. That being said, we should just touch on, we should shout out Casey Williams and all the music for this show, because it is pretty great, and it's caught the vibe and the aesthetic perfectly. They really have, and I love music. It's a great blend of pop and metal. The drumming always goes off. Her vocals are top notch. I've even heard bass lines in their work and just been like, hey, that's funky. So this is a good opportunity to shout out all that Casey Williams and her father do for this show.
Speaking of that, I don't know if I should expect Team Funky to be in this finale at all or not.
Yeah, based off of last week's episode, I would almost say no. I would almost say they got a minor cameo this season.
And that's weird.
At best. Yeah, it's kind of what I've come to expect, but it's something that I'd like to see change.
Yeah.
Where, more of our background characters get more than just a cameo in a season or an episode.
That would be nice. Tense dramatic music.
Give
dun, dun, dun.
up. We've got you outnumbered.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's definitely gonna fight.
So we should break down what conflict we have to expect. There's this one that's intermaiden between Cinder, Penny, and Winter.
And then, honestly, Team RWBY's probably gonna actually go after Ironwood, and then Salem could show up.
Yep. I think that's a pretty accurate breakdown. I'm starting to think at this point Salem might not play a role. It's hard to say. I'm just I could almost see this entire volume just be infighting between our heroes, which is going to make it rough.
It's hard, though, because, a couple episodes ago, they said that she was almost at Atlas.
Right?
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The real one's gotta be somewhere. She's just trying the bitch out.
Freeze! We gotta move!
Right, because for some reason, all four of them have arrest warrants, too.
Yeah. What about Oscar?
Yes.
I thought it was an odd number and the Crow was the odd. Well, we'd have to pick.
It is odd. The 4 RWBY girls, the 4 Juniper members, and Crow.
Oh, that's right, because Juniper's a 3-man team.
Right.
Yep.
Are all the same. You think hoarding power means you'll have it forever, but it just
no.
makes the rest of us hungrier. And I refuse.
The power hungry will always be hungry for power regardless of who has it, though.
Absolutely.
Even if she had all 4, she wouldn't be satisfied.
Yep. That's the nature of the dragon that you're chasing.
Yep.
You talk a little bit about the setting, like the
Yeah.
room.
Whoa.
It's pretty cool. Now this is Atlas, like.
Yeah. And we really haven't seen much of Atlas.
What do you think that M3 stands for?
I don't know.
Medical 3?
Maybe.
Maybe
That
it's
would
like
make
the medical
sense.
ward, because I thought I just saw another letter in the background. This is cool to see an
Woo!
aerial fight, bro.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
And like an aerial fight like we haven't seen one before.
And I wasn't thinking about it till just now that like being in an open space gives Winter an advantage she didn't have inside.
Whoa.
Because there wasn't room to summon when they were inside.
Yeah, and we've not seen that Griffin summon. That thing was pinned.
Really, that was a quick aura depletion. Then again, I guess the concept of the summon draining the aura rapidly ended.
What are you doing? My life doesn't matter. I disagree.
Ugh. You still gotta hustle though. You don't want her to assassinate the maiden well here.
Oscar's slacking, man. He's
I mean-
struggling, bro.
He definitely has the least amount of training.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm not hating. I'm just like
He's doing his
I'm also
best.
acknowledging the detail. This is important stuff for Rooster Teeth to acknowledge. Like,
Oh shit.
They went this way.
oh boy, who's in?
Looks like
Okay.
don't trust it.
Yeah, of course not. It hasn't spoken.
Yeah. And he already knows about the semblance too.
And he knows that she has the realm.
Yeah, it looks like she nabbed it.
It is cool to see Neo back.
Yeah.
Because she's such a cool character. Really, just
Come on, you know it's not her.
yeah. You know that players are gonna play something like that.
Yeah.
But you're right. You know it's not
All that I'm saying is that if I saw you with Neo's umbrella, I'd be able to beat your ass.
her. Good. Oh,
Okay. Yeah, I figured that would probably be.
Yeah. Clean getaway.
Yeah, she was just trying to escape. Like, she wouldn't be able to win, but get away.
You know, I'm
easy.
actually kind of glad that Neo has the relic, because maybe that means they won't win everything.
Now I'm afraid
Yeah.
your time is up. Yes. I've been waiting here
I think she's gonna pull some
for
moves.
some
You think?
time.
You think she? You
Based
think,
off the way this line's
you,
being
you think
read,
she can still kick ass?
For
I'm wondering.
Oh,
Yeah, looks like she's definitely not going down without a
yeah.
I had a job to do.
Okay.
fight. Dude,
That's good.
That's got me excited too. Not gonna lie.
You know what though? She's old, so she's literally had decades to master this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like we get to see
Good.
some shit right here.
Good.
This is so good. Yeah. And who knows what this will be?
Yeah.
God, it's
That's a
it'll be
lot of
quite
ice.
the witness. Let's do this.
That's the power of a fully realized maiden.
Yep. We'll be pretty long.
Yikes. Woo!
Too cold.
Yeah.
We have to do something.
That was like a second and it shredded the. It shredded the guava and turned it
shit.
pink.
Dude,
Yeah.
Penny, this is an argument for Penny.
I guess the
becoming
cold.
new Winter
I guess the
Maiden.
cold doesn't affect her. Yeah, that would definitely be
Damn.
more creative than having it just be winter, because everybody predicted that since day one.
That just set it
We
up
weren't ready to
for
become
sure.
huntsmen.
100%.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Almost
Why aren't we
confirmed.
holding the relic? Now Salem has the lamp,
Yeah.
Ironwood has the staff, and we have nothing!
Ironwood having the staff is okay, though.
Exactly.
Hello? Anybody there? Can you hear me?
Our scrolls? Doctor!
Yeah, and they're with Team RWBY.
Yeah, and you hack the network
Grabbing
too.
our
Find
getaway
us,
ship.
find
We
it
need
out.
to hightail
Yeah.
it out of here.
Cool,
Where
let's
are
do
you?
this.
Academy training room.
And they're already meeting up with Team
but it won't
RWBY.
be long before the
They're here!
We're on our way. Just stick
Yeah.
together.
So I guess they're just gonna try to dip,
Oscar!
which I guess makes sense
Sorry,
given the
do you want me to
circumstances.
go on without me?
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Oh,
There's something I have to do alone.
what's that?
Well, I mean, I'm sure he just has an obligation to that relic.
Oh.
He's not gonna let it be nabbed off of his head,
Yeah.
more or less. Is what I'm assuming. Oh shit.
Yeah, she's in like a crazed state, it looks like.
Uh-huh.
Are you okay?
I love that her name is Freya.
Yeah,
I had a job to
it's
do.
fitting.
I was supposed to protect the power of the maiden
Yep.
until I was ready.
Ready.
I worry I may have lost track of time.
Yeah, so like she never was ready.
That I'm ready. Now,
Ma'am, if you do that,
I'll be gone.
Okay.
I know I have a hard time remembering.
She's
But I
suffering from
remember that.
amnesia.
It looks like it, yeah. It looks like specifically like Alzheimer's / dementia.
Yeah. This is it,
What's
man.
your name?
Yeah.
it's Penny, ma'am.
It also justifies her resurrection a lot more.
Are you the one?
It's time.
She wasn't supposed to be, but so she has to decide if she was going to go directly against orders or not.
She is, though.
It
Winter,
looks that way.
Thank you. I know that must have been difficult.
Okay,
The
that
only
that
person
no,
who can get the relic now.
I'm
that-
so
Penny.
sorry.
that line implies that the power is just transferred to someone.
Oh shit! Look at the way he's standing. Look at his pose.
Yeah.
This is Ozpin. This is Ozpin.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, for sure.
And whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Still just me.
Oh, we'll see.
It was smart of you not to bring the lamp down here. I wouldn't trust me either right now.
Wow.
Trust is what I'm hoping to fix.
Oh yeah,
Thank
I
God.
know we can still
Same.
figure this out.
but they don't know about Clover yet.
Together.
Oof.
Please.
But we need Ironwood working with
I know.
us, and that's the most important thing.
All
Team
that I'm
RWBY's
saying-
not realizing.
All that I'm saying is that his death could wrinkle things again.
I guess it's because of Oz, but holding it helps calm me down when I'm afraid.
That makes sense.
You still think I'm afraid?
We all are. It's what we do in our fear that reveals.
That's easy for you to say!
Ugh, James.
You can label me whatever you like. But the fact of the matter is, I was right!
Kind of.
The minute I softened, let my guard down, that's when Salem had her opening.
If you abandon Mantle, you abandon our best chance of reuniting the world.
That's
You
also
abandon
true.
Remnant, leaving millions to fend for themselves so a few can survive. What kind
All excellent philosophical points that won't matter if Salem wins.
Listen
Also
to me.
true.
No, you
Yeah.
listen. I am done letting others' inability to see the big picture get in the way of doing what's right. Robin, the council, this kingdom, even you.
I mean, he's sounding.
And you're
villainous.
as dangerous as she is, James.
But you also totally understand
get it.
where he's coming from.
James, my
He's
friends,
trying to make a Hail Mary play
To you,
make sure that Salem.
it's General.
Ugh,
That right there is unforgivable.
yeah. Well, that one shot dropped his aura and threw. He was fighting Neil, I guess.
That right there is unforgivable. But
I
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I figured that would happen.
She's
No. Cool. Looks like she just cut the entire arm off. It's gonna regrow though, because yeah. It's an asset, but it's also a weakness. Ooh. Okay. Oz will save him though, I think.
For sure. No, yeah, you know Oscar's not gonna.
Oscar.
No, but Oz is gonna be what saves him is all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, that was totally his voice just then.
Man, there's so much going on. This is
Yeah.
fantastic to
And-
see. We know the Winter Maiden power is now officially transferred.
Cool.
And Oscar's gonna manage to pull himself back up.
And you know what? And what they've done with Oscar throughout the series as a whole so far, like Oscar is a good character for sure.
Oh, for sure. Oscar's fantastic. And- Ah,
Oh boy.
I'm just the one thing I am lamentable for is that
Woo.
they've pulled an unpullable trigger.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah, you knew those silver eyes were gonna proc. Oh, that was totally like the time bubble thing from Volume 3.
Is that really all they're gonna give
The
us?
single quality that is common across every living creature on this planet is fear.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we're going.
That's not what I was expecting. Did Winter... Okay.
Winter!
I was worried that she got executed, but it looks like she's
What
okay.
did you do?
It's funny then that as common as fear is, we so easily underestimate its power.
Oh my god, that's so true.
Yeah.
Are you alright? Penny, what happened?
She's gone.
Yeah. I like...
Wait, are Penny's eyes like more of a?
She's a part of you.
More of a like I can't think of the color. The color in between blue
Growing
and
close
green,
to
like an
someone.
aqua.
No, I feel like that her eyes were the
Subsequent fear
same,
of
but the
loss.
maiden fire was green instead of being
Fear
blue.
of failure.
Interesting.
They just let her fly away? Okay.
Yeah, but Neo has the relic,
Yeah.
so there's a small victory to be had for the villain.
Where's Oscar?
Very, very
Small.
Relic.
Yeah, sorry.
And as more people depend on you, those fears can take on greater power.
See, you could have just avoided not resisted the arrest the first time, Crow.
Yeah.
Whatever, Robin,
But
whatever.
fear itself
She's
is
just as
a grave
responsible.
concern.
It's accurate.
Because she attacked him for no reason. She was basically, I'm mad that I'm not under arrest.
The
Bang, bang.
mistakes that our heroes made
It's who we
last episode
become
just set the stages
while in
for
its
them to
clutches.
only get this minor victory, and that's all it was. Like,
And that's the point, that they sacrificed all that for
Suggest you all
nothing.
surrender
Or for, yeah.
and comply with the General's orders.
I'm definitely more okay with the shit from last
You
episode
can't
now
do
than I
that.
was at the time.
yeah, and Winter's still trying to arrest them.
I
Yeah.
suggest you run.
No, you're hurt. I'm not going to leave you like this.
You're not leaving me. I'm giving you a head start. This is Special Operative Schnee in
God
need of
damn.
immediate medical
I know. I
assistance.
really hate how we're villainizing Ironwood. It's
reinforcements.
like it feels unnecessary.
Agreed.
But it ultimately
Hope-
firing that shot
We
on
all have to
Oscar
carve
is
out our own
unforgivable. What the fuck?
Guys, you're.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We need to go.
Yeah, we do. She looks pretty different with her hair down
Be
too,
proud
Winter?
of that
Yeah.
person.
For sure.
which we've never seen before.
And of course, Penny's going with them.
Yeah.
So does that mean that the relic
forgive
stays
them.
in Atlas?
Yeah. Because Penny's the only one who can open that vault now.
Understand
And
why
so
they
that
felt
means
the
that
need to
Ironwood
do
Can
has
do what he
these-
wants,
They did.
and with raising Atlas up.
But he needed it looked like he needed to get into that vault to make his
Oh,
plan
yeah,
come to
you're right.
fruition. So it's like that means that
Recognize them.
if Salem,
Oh, she pissed Neo
Person
off
staring back at you
How'd she
be the
piss
very
Neo
thing you
off?
should have.
because there was
feared from the
no.
start.
thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, no respect.
Okay, he is
I
still alive.
suppose we all find out
How the fuck is he
sooner
still
or
alive?
later.
Yeah, it's weird.
Man, I wish I was paying more attention to Hospice's narration of this too, because I have to.
Yeah, same.
It's
I've definitely missed some shit.
it's hard when you're trying to make sure you're talking. to
Okay.
avoid copyright claims.
Yeah. Where is he? Like,
These
this
memories.
area does not look familiar at
You're
all.
back, aren't you?
Well,
You saved
Because he fell down a pit and
Actually,
came out through the sky
you
and landed
saved us.
somewhere icy.
yeah, he fell down through Atlas into
Oscar,
somewhere in
I-
Mantle.
Stop.
Oh, okay. That
Right?
makes, yeah.
want
Atlas
to know.
is the floating
That-
How we
city,
save
so
Atlas next.
that giant pit led to a hole through Atlas to Mantle.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
here she comes.
Here, yeah. Dun dun dun.
We've got multiple hostiles on radar. Is anyone else seeing this?
These readings can't be
Oh
right.
boy, so this is Salem showing up with a fuck ton of grin.
Are they just gonna bitch out? Oh,
Oh,
boy.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That looked really fucking big.
Oh, for
That,
sure.
oh boy.
This is
That's a literal warship.
literal
That looks like your headquarters on top of it, maybe.
warship. It's a whale, dude. It's a
Yeah.
flying whale. That's
You guys, you can't just you can't bitch out. You can't just fucking leave.
That's some savage shit.
Yeah, and that's different armor than before too. To be
Yeah.
continued.
Of course. Well, I'm really excited for what that kind of leads into next volume. You and I were talking about the possibility of an entire volume of RWBY basically being like a war zone.
Yeah, like
And that
at-
set the stage for
at-
that.
At this point, I see 3 possibilities.
Yeah.
Let's go through them from dirtiest to the cleanest.
Let's do it.
The dirtiest is that Team Ruby's like, lol, sucks the suck, and bails.
Okay.
Because that could happen.
Yeah.
The second is that maybe it'll be some shit where, like, the first 3-4 episodes of the volume will be the battle for Atlas, and then it will transition to something else depending on how the battle goes. Or maybe all of Volume 8 will be like, the war for Atlas and Mantle.
Yeah, which is kind of what I'd be hoping for, because in the war for Atlas and Mantle, at least Team RWBY realizes they have to work with Ironwood to whatever end to see Salem defeated, which is
Yes.
ultimately the mistake that they failed to realize at the end of this volume that led to their failure. However,
Exactly.
they also
And-
definitely set the stage for Ironwood to be unredeemable in this episode.
And
That's
I can also guarantee that, like, everyone that sees that Salem whale is gonna be like, oh shit, we underestimated her a lot.
we need to get the fuck out of here. Well, and remember, didn't they tell all the world about Salem just a few episodes before? Or at least the people of Atlas,
They told Atlas, yeah.
Atlas and Mantle. And so they're aware that that's what's now on their doorstep.
Yeah.
So I really hope that that first thing that you mentioned, which is Team RWBY running, is not what happens. It's certainly possible, but let's hope that we can actually spend maybe a couple of episodes in dissonance with one another before we have to cross some really hard bridges and rebuild some burnt bridges
Yeah.
to actually get the heroes working together again.
And then, I mean, like, the only reason why I see the heroes being like, sucks the suck, is because that's what they were doing when the episode ended, and they are under arrest from. That being said,
Yeah.
if they went back in there now, they'd probably rescind it and be like, yeah, we need everybody, we need help.
Yeah, we need help. Well, at least you hope that would be the way it
Yeah.
is. But, I mean, obviously Ironwood is showing lack of restraint. And I think, unfortunately, the reality of the first scenario you laid out being what happens because of where the writers have let the stage, I think is very likely. But I think it also, it's such a good moral conflict because it proves Ironwood right. They were so concerned with saving everyone that they guaranteed everyone's failure.
Yeah.
And so it's like the moral conundrum that we see played out. Now they have to make the hard decision to stay. And not
And
just run away from what blew up in their face.
And of course, two other things that could complicate things. One, we haven't seen the post-credits scene yet, and that could literally be anything. Like,
Sure.
it could be something random like, here's Raven and Tai but it could also be like, all right, we're going to show them turning their ship around because they understand what needs to be done because they aren't idiots. But who knows?
I don't think that they'll resolve any of the tension that they left.
Agreed, but it's possible. And then another thing is that, like, Robin and Crow got picked up by some basic Atlas goons, and then that was it. Meaning, like, Ironwood and the Aesops don't know this. They still don't know Clover's dead.
Like I said, man, burnt bridges need to be rebuilt, and I still see it that way. And I'm so disappointed in Ironwood. That's the hardest part about this episode, which overall was good and played out in a logical fashion.
Yep. And
But I am very disappointed.
I feel like that he was... I do see, like, him shooting Oscar is basically irredeemable, but before that, it wasn't too late. But now it really feels like they're just going to villainize him, and that sucks.
It does.
Oh, really? That's a first. Okay.
Okay.
Like, not only was that credits way shorter than normal, but that's the first time there's not been a post-credits scene. I guess it does make sense, though, with the way things ended, because it either would have had to resolve more of what happened, or it would have been something that wasn't at all correlated to what was going on. It would have felt a little out of place.
Yeah. Honestly, they probably just played their hand a little wrong. Salem riding in on the whale should have been the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not like a post-credit scene. It's like a necessity.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, breaking down everything that we witnessed, man, I mean, that's very good. I'm with it.
Yeah, so overall, I do think this was a good episode. And the three big takeaways are this. I am disappointed in Ironwood's action when it comes to his interaction with Oscar. I am also disappointed in Winter, but I also understand it, and I do feel like that her reacting that way is in character. Mm-hmm. And
absolutely.
And then also the fact that Cinder and Neo got the Relic of Knowledge definitely sucks, but I also feel like that it's okay, and it definitely it makes me wonder what will they use that question for, if anything. Like, will they use that question, and if so, what will they ask?
That's a very good question, man. Yeah.
And then
Good
also,
point. Very good points.
I feel like that having Penny become the maiden instead of Winter was also.
I think it was really cool how they set the stage for it. It could have gone either way. They left us up in the air with would a hero get it? Would it go exactly into Ironwood's plan? But it played out perfectly kind of into Team RWBY's hand, because now they hold the Winter Maiden and access to that relic.
Exactly. So. And like, so personally, like, for me, there's three reasons why I think that it going to Penny is better than it going to Cinder or Winter.
Okay.
Now, one reason is just that everyone has been predicting Winter since she was introduced, so it's nice to not have what everybody predicted for years be what happened.
Sure.
Then also, just this season as a whole was overall a big fat L for our heroes, and therefore to give them a mini win within that L and not have it be a complete defeat, I think is also good. And then there's also just the fact that it means that moving forward, Penny, who has always been a side character, will get a chance to hopefully do more, and that's cool.
Oh yeah, I think Penny is officially part of our core group, which is RWBY and Juniper.
Yeah.
That doesn't really change, and I think Penny is now officially a part of that. Although technically Oscar and Crow are both now diverged from that group, which is something that we should definitely
Yeah,
address.
and because of that, it does feel, well, it feels like that now it's the type of thing where, like, Penny is probably the new P in Juniper.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Ruby Juniper. And then Crow is... Crow and Oscar were both alone, yeah. And that's interesting, too, because, like, not only could I see them going back because of Salem's attack, but also them going back because of the relic, or them going back because Crow and Oscar are missing.
You know, it's so weird. I really do see that first scenario that you laid out playing it. They just set it up for them to go back on the run again, and it gives them an excuse to go to a different region, which is kind of what I'm seeing the most likely scenario. And it will also force Ironwood, because Penny got the power of the Maiden and not Winter, it forces Ironwood to abandon his plan and to help the people of Mantle, because he has no other option.
So...
If they they leave, what does Ironwood do?
So
what they wanted.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of worried they might just bail.
The thing is, though, I feel like, though, that Salem's forces are there now. Yeah. Which means if our heroes do be like, all right, let's go fly off to Vacuo to try to get that Maiden and Relic, that means that Atlas and Mantle... It means that Atlas gets basketball dunked into Mantle off screen.
Let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope. Because technically, like I said, it would force Ironwood's hand to do what they wanted. He can no longer do his backup reserve Hail Mary option. He's forced to now work with what he has, which is defending Atlas and Mantle with the power he has, which is no Maiden, no Relic, no. So it's
right.
It's
literally like all he has is the Elysian military, because
but they completely took away his plan. Because Ironwood cannot go through with his plan because Penny has the Winter Maiden power, and that's why I ultimately do see them just running. And because the way that the story has evolved, they just constantly need to take us to other regions and places. But, you know, if that is the case...
And we did spend 2 seasons in the Atlas area.
Yeah, but
however...
Oh, you can go.
Just, Oscar and Crow are both still in that area. And that implies that they aren't going to leave. Well, I guess, or maybe Oscar and Crow are just randomly gone from the show for a while is also possible.
I think what's more likely is that Crow gets left behind and Oscar gets picked up, because if you think about where both of them were, it'd be so much easier for them to get in contact with Oscar, who's just on his own and wherever the fuck below Atlas, and Crow, who's actually arrested with Robin on their way to Ironwood. So I think it's possible, and I really hope... This is something we talk about all the time, the way that it seems like the show does not develop off screen. So I really hope that if they are going to take us in the route where they diverge our main heroes, they run from Atlas, that way Ironwood's forced to do what they wanted, please don't not show us Ironwood doing that, or Atlas's reaction to Salem being here. Who knows whether they'll run or not. But ultimately, let's see everywhere play out.
If they do run, they could have it be so that, Volume 8 cuts back and forth between the journey to Vacuo and Atlas defending from Salem.
And Atlas, and that's the way I'd want them to do it. That way, characters like Robin and Crow and where they're at, they don't necessarily need to go with Team RWBY for their stories to be continued. I think that would just add so much more to the show and the production quality.
Yeah. However...
Who knows, they might stay, in which case all this is irrelevant.
Exactly, and that's what I was getting. The more I think about it, the more I feel like that with Oscar missing, with Crow in jail, and with Team RWBY being heroes and having morals and seeing the biggest Grim Force they've ever seen, they'd be like, we can't just run. We have to do what we can to save lives.
I hope so. Because that keeps all of our characters in the same place. So that would...
And it also keeps their morals intact more than if they run.
Yeah. I'm just worried about it because they can't stay and not keep the Winter Maiden powers accessible to Ironwood, which they have now framed as a bad thing.
Yeah, but it's also true, though, that, like, the immediate problem of dealing with Salem is more important than who has the Maiden powers and whether or not there's a connection between the Aesop's leader's death and Crow. Like, it should be, they go back to Atlas, everybody works together to kill enough of Salem's Grim that she has to retreat and doesn't topple Atlas.
Somehow.
And then either they run or they work out their differences.
Yeah. Well, definitely a good episode and definitely leaves us curious and where to go next. You know, there's a lot of room to predict, but ultimately we want to see where the writers want to take us and what direction. We're thinking ahead, but who knows?
Yeah. And it's weird. Like, that's basically, I feel like, all that I had to say.
Yeah, I think I'm probably... This is definitely worthy of a rewatch, and there are certain things that, like, again, because we're trying to always stay talking, that way we can put out this content, there's things that we miss, and, like, I know for a fact I want to go rewatch what Oscar's saying, because I know that monologue will set the stage for what we can expect to see, the morals that are being instilled in our characters, as well as, you know, the audience, more or less. So it's like, that's some important content to touch upon that I know that I missed.
Yep.
And this episode's definitely worthy of a rewatch. But on initial reaction, don't know that there's much else to add.
Yeah. And I'm in the same boat. I always do rewatch before I do my reviews, but still. So, I guess we're going to call it here.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed. And...
yeah, thanks for sticking with us, guys. Great season. We will anticipate being back with the same production quality or greater when Genlock kicks back up.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be the next show that we conquer. I don't necessarily know that we'll be doing like Camp or Nomad of Nowhere. It certainly is a possibility, and certainly with enough requests, it makes it more likely. Thanks everyone for interacting, commenting, positive, liking, disliking. Thanks for your feedback. We appreciate it all.
Yep. Oh, I guess on that note, real quick, if you do think, man, this video sucks, and you hit the dislike button, I would like you to also give a comment telling me why you disliked it, so that I can use the information to grow as a creator.
Yeah, we're happy to accept positive feedback. Not positive, but constructive criticism.
Yeah.
That's the term. Like, we're happy to take it in. So, leave it.
Yep.
Please. We'll interact.
Cool. So, until next time, Megaton Menace and Asir signing out.
Later,
and
guys.
peace.